What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Short Draws Things. Today I'm super excited. I'm finally doing something I've been wanting to do since I started this channel. I'm gonna do a studio tour. I mentioned that I was gonna do this in my last cleanup vlog, and coincidentally I decided to completely rearranged the studio, moved everything around, and now it's completely different than it was before. I didn't do a tour of that, but I think I like to play the way I like how I have things set up now quite a bit more. So I think now's a great time to go ahead and do that tour. Everything's not perfectly set up and finalized. I don't think it ever will be, but it's always going to be a work in progress. That's just how I am, how I work with things. But I'm really happy with the general state of things right now. So I think now is the time to give you a tour and show you everything that I have going on. Okay, so my studio, which I call the Swamp after Hawkeye and BJ's tent on MASH, is a multifunction space. I do art, videos, I do little crafty projects here. So I've got all my tools on the wall on this pegboard. So this is super nice. It gets everything up on the wall where I can see everything. Makes it a lot easier when I need something. I know exactly where it is. I can just grab it. Then I can come right over here, my battery station, grab a battery, and I'm ready to go. So storage is a major thing in the studio here, as you can see with the wall. Another storage aspect I have are these Husky toolboxes. They are perfect for obviously tools as well as art supplies and accessories for everything. I got camera gear stored in this guy. All kinds of wonderful stuff. And then an assortment of random items. Look, I try to be organized, but actually being that way and keeping it up is pretty tough. So a lot of times it's just stuff shoved in places. But you know, it is what it is. This is one of the things I'm most proud of, is this workbench. I made this out of two separate Maker's Mark display stands that my wife got off Facebook Marketplace. Maker's Mark is mine and my wife's favorite bourbon. My wife and I actually went on a distillery tour of Maker's Mark for our honeymoon, as well as many other bourbon distilleries. But that's our favorite, and so this was an amazing gift. I attached the two pieces together, added an oak top, stained it, and it's an incredible workplace. To have additional storage underneath the top, I can just lift this up on hinges, and it's got shocks. I have a nice little additional storage space right underneath it. Now, moving away from the kind of maker's tool corner over here, I get into my art drafting table area. So right here I've got the drafting table. I got my light box. This is nice when I want to be able to trace an item or just need a little bit of help seeing something clearer. I can turn the light on. Next to the drafting table, I have my Wonder Woman pegboard that I painted in a previous video. I'll link that here. I haven't put the pegs on it yet, but it's going to be a huge help being right next to the drafting table. Right here I've got that second Husky toolbox that I was talking about. Right here I've got the most common art supplies that I use when I'm sitting at my drafting table drawing. Got brushes, microns, pen nibs, my ink, pencils. These are the kind of pencils I tend to draw with. Got a couple of those. The sharpener for those pencils. Eraser, my awesome Troy and Abed in the morning mug, which I store additional art supplies in. Overhead of the drafting table, I've got a light and I've got a shelf that I built in. Put some comics, and some nice decorative pops. If anybody remembers Micro Machines, I'm a huge fan of Star Trek, so that set of Micro Machines is one of my favorite things. Right next to that, I've got the motherboard from the first computer that I ever built. This is what I call this is kind of my talking head set. I should probably set Gambit up here so he's not falling over. And this is where I keep all of my oil paints. Don't use these a ton, but I like them readily available whenever I need them. Over here I've got a cart for my rest of my oil paint supplies, brushes, and thinners and such. Right on the back side of the workbench, I have my computer desk set up. That's where I do all my video editing, any work in Photoshop for editing images. Frankly, a lot of YouTube watching as well. Next to the desk I have the drawers. This is where I keep all my paper art supplies and finished artwork. On top of that, I've got a Epson scanner printer combo. Super helpful for scanning in artwork for comics and anything that I want to take digitally. It's also a really nice printer. It's really helpful for making prints to sell online or at conventions. Since I'm in Florida, I've got an AC in here. This room would be absolutely unbearably hot without this guy. And right above that, another shelving set. Right now it's a little crammed and cluttered. Want to go back through it and take some of the stuff off, reorganize it a little bit, make it a little bit more decorative. The idea is that I can be sitting at the desk, have that as a nice looking background. Then I also have shelves along this wall. These guys are mostly storage. Another place that you'll almost never see in a video is the overhead storage shelves that I built in up here. So that's the studio. I don't think I mentioned it before, but this is a 10 by 12 shed in my backyard. I put in all the insulation, did the drywalling, and now it's a pretty nice room to hang out in. Of course, with the AC running. This place has been a dream of mine for quite a while. I love having a nice creative space. The most I've had in the past is a small closet that I can put a drafting table in and a corner that I can put my computer at. But this is the first time that I've ever had a real studio, and I'm super proud of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour. Yeah, so I guess that's it. You guys have a great day.